Okay, so this is the camper van. The front seat swivels. There's a red lever here. You have to pull it, twist it around, pull it, twist it. It has to go back the same way it came. So you gotta just do the opposite what you just did. Just like that. If you don't do it the same way, it'll get tangled up. We have all the jack and safety stuff underneath here for vehicle, changing tires, stuff like that. It's underneath here. That panel's a pain to come off, so don't open it unless you need it. This is the fridge and freezer here. It tells you the temperatures of each side, and this is what we'd like to keep them set to. Freezer, fridge, and then if you reach back here, there's a switch. You can turn it off and on. This is the water system here. This is turn the pump on and off. You can hear it pumping. Once it stops, that means it's pressurized. If the water's not running, but you can hear it pumping, that means you're out of water. So just turn the pump off. I like to keep the pump off when I'm not using it, just in case there's a problem. This is for the hot water. If the tap is like this, that means it's off. If it's like this, that means it's on. If you want to have hot water, you have to turn the inverter on and then set the dial about 20-30 minutes depending on how hot it is outside. And then it will heat up and you'll have hot water. I would only run it once or twice a day depending on how much solar you're pulling in, because the hot water tank does use up a lot of power. The inverter will power the hot water tank, the projector, and this plug here. So this will not work if this is off. We have 2 chargers on the side for your phones, tablets, or laptops, USB. We have a control system for the solar. It's 400 watts of solar panels with a 300 amp lithium ion battery, which is plenty of power for most things. The things that will use up a lot of the power is the hot water tank and the projector. It should give you a fairly accurate reading, but I don't fully trust it. If you're using hot water tank a lot and the projector a lot and you're worried about running out of power, just kind of be aware. We have a dimmer switch on the side here, off and on. The projector is here. I keep the remote in the drawer, and simple enough. Pull it down, turn it on, and then there's 2 different ways of watching things on it. Is you could plug it in with your phone, so you could take this off, plug your iPhone in, or use this and plug your Android or new iPhone in. I did include a USB stick with a few movies on it. It's not a lot, but enough if there's a rainy day and you have nothing on your phone. It takes about 20-30 seconds for the projector to start up, and it'll calibrate. So I'll let that do that. We also have a fan. There's instructions on it. Always keep it closed when you're driving, and if you're leaving for a while, I would keep it closed in case it rains, just because water can get in sometimes if you leave it open. So just be aware of that. And then underneath here, we also have a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher and the emergency toilet, but that might be in the back. It might get moved around. These dials don't work, so don't trust those because they don't do anything right now. And then these are the hoses for your fresh water and for your gray water. So now the projector is working. So if you want to watch something on your phone, it's HDMI 1. And if you want to watch something on the USB stick, you press source, USB, movies, and you scroll down until you'll see that these have only like 4 kilobytes. Those ones won't work. It's just the way the USB stick displays. The ones that are 1 gig, 800 megabytes, so on and so on, are the ones that you can play. And they'll play their sound on the projector. You can hook up a remote Bluetooth speaker if you want to. To turn it off, press the power button, power off, and it'll shut off. And you can pull that back up, and there you go. And then I just put the remote away. And now I will show you back of the van. So here is back of the van. We have the light for underneath. We have a 12-volt cigarette adapter on both sides. And then there's a switch on and off. So for paddle boards, bike pumps, what have you. This is the inverter switch here. That's, if you have it on the 2, that means the button up front will work. If that button stops working, it's probably because this got switched off or on, but the button won't control it anymore. So I always like to keep it on the 2-line one. And then I'll take this and I'll show you inside here. There is the fuse box. If you have any fuses that blow, there is a tool bag under the sink that has extra fuses in it. And just replace it with the same color. Super straightforward and very easy. And then fill up water. It's very straightforward. You have this. You can fill up with there, but only fill up with drinking water. And once it fills up, it'll start overflowing from underneath, and that's how you know it's full. And then you can stop, and then you just twist it back on. This is the shower. So we don't keep the shower head in here because it's too big to fit in here. So it's in the cupboards up here. And just twist on. This will still work as a little hose, but without the shower head, it's not a comfy shower. On, off. You can pull this out, but when you put it away, make sure you push it back in, or else it's harder to close. And you always want this hatch to be closed. Hot, cold, very straightforward. And you close that, and that there's that. Then the one last thing I'll show you is the gray water. Which is just underneath here. So it's currently empty, so you just twist this and it'll start draining out slowly. There is a hose you can use if you want to dump it in a proper facility. Most of the time the water is just a little bit of soapy water from doing dishes, so you could drain it in the forest or a gutter. It's not a very big tank, and there is an overflow spout on it so you won't flood the van. So if you notice how water is spilling out, it's just because it's overflowing and it has to get drained. And that is all. Enjoy your trip.